Wait, before we get started, did you guys see the Bobby Brown Keith Sweat versus?
Oh no,
that song was stupid, bro. It was. I wanted to be entertained. But I just think it was funny because it was so dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Keith Sweat was drunk off his
lit, bro. Stupid.
Bobby Brown could not sing a single one of his verses.
He was screaming the whole show, Tom.
The only one he got right was, "I know you're getting bored, dealing with him.
Hey, bro.
No, you missed my loving, my thugging, the loving."
Yeah, he sounds just like that nigga.
Yo, he killed that one.
Down a two, down a one, it's Deans. Yes! MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm obvious if real, my rhymes convict and heal.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I'm your host, Tony Cook. I'm back with my kinfolk, Ryan and Todd. How y'all been, bro? I just seen you guys in DC. I took the trip out to DC. I did it.
Not too early.
I know.
It's a 24-hour adventure.
Hey, yo, Todd said, actually, you really did it, bro. You did it.
You said less than 24 hours, bro.
We had fun for 24 hours, man.
Hey, but I appreciate y'all for showing me y'all city. You know, in a minute since I've been out there. Beautiful city y'all live in. Chocolate City.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how have y'all been, Ryan? I know you just got back from another podcast. What's going on over there?
Not too much, bro. A little podcast with my boys. We've been doing it for a few weeks. Interviewed a reporter from Kansas City Chiefs today. Supposed to have a Benjamin St. Jude's, a rookie cornerback from the Washington football team, but he was actually traveling to Quebec, so we got to schedule a mix-up with that. But he'll be back soon. I mean, we have more players that come along. We actually interviewed a couple of reporters from Seahawks and the Cardinals last week, so that's out there too. Trap or Dive podcast.
Trapper. What is it called again, Ryan?
Trap or Dive.
Gotcha.
DIVE. So like
yes,
the players.
Faithful fans, show my cousin's podcast some love as well.
Sure.
You know, he over there tearing it up. They got real hot guests on there. None hotter than my two cousins though, Ryan and Todd. How have you been, bro? How have you
Good,
been?
man. Just came back from football practice. Can't wait. I think we start August 26th.
Y'all got the pads on them already out there?
You got pads. We're gonna put on pads first week of August.
Okay. So now y'all got them running around, just you know.
Oh yeah, now they doing that, you know, running 100 yards. I had them running today, so they were running today. So yeah, we just getting the conditioning ready. Okay.
Speaking of conditioning, we're gonna jump right into this first topic: track and field. It's been some controversy with potentially the fastest woman in the world.
Right.
Sha'Carri Richardson went to the Olympic trials. She dusted her heat, you know, qualified for the Olympics, with a 100-meter dash or whatever, and then got yanked due to her positive test of THC, marijuana. How do we feel, guys? I'm gonna ask you guys. I've been talking to people all week. Ryan, how do you feel about this, man? Is this a letdown? Did she let us down?
Well, I'm gonna first off start off by saying the rule itself is really dumb, and I think it needs to be revisited and changed at this point, because no way, no how is marijuana gonna make you run faster and give you an extra boost or extra head start into the race, give you something that somebody else doesn't have, because marijuana just does not give you physical performance enhancing anything when it comes to running the track race. But with that being said, at the same time, the rules are unfortunately the rules. People don't like to hear that. You know what I mean? People don't like to hear it. Sucks, bro, because I mean, I would love to see her run. But at the same time, you know, I hear a lot of people bring up Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps had his little issues with marijuana, but at the same time, Michael Phelps got suspended. Yeah. Michael Phelps had a 90-day suspension. Hers is only 30. But it just so happened, the thing about it is, it just so happened she ended up, her 30 days happened to be right before this time to go out to Tokyo, right? Had it not been interfering with those 30 days, you know what I mean? If those 30 days, yeah, we'd be good. It would just be another conversation. Oh, she smoked weed, whatever, you know. she'll be suspended, but she'll be able to run. But this is it's not going to be so. And not only did she not get, was she unable to try out participate in the 100 meters, but she can't do the relay either.
I heard
Yeah.
that because she
Yeah.
just didn't get selected.
You got to
Probably,
get selected for that.
but America, they're gonna do it like that. They're gonna give it to a person who was not tested positive. They're gonna be like, we can't reward her and put her on a 4x1 when there's a girl that didn't test positive for THC or whatever. Todd, how do you feel about this situation?
I was going back and forth with this. At first, I was like, man, stop. For some weed.
I know.
It's super weird.
And I talked to a track runner who ran for Temple track team back in the day.
Yeah.
And he was telling me actually marijuana, it doesn't give you no performance enhancing drug, but it relaxes you. It relaxes your nerves.
That part, yeah. So it's
actually he was saying that's an advantage, right? He was
that
saying
it makes for a quicker recovery, maybe.
Right. So that's what the Olympics don't want. And I was reading up on why the Olympics don't allow that, and that's the one reason they don't want you to have any type of advantage, whether it's performance enhanced or any other type of help.
Any type of help.
They don't want you to get that. Right.
And that's what I was saying at first, exactly what Ryan was saying. I was like, it don't make you run faster. It doesn't enhance your performance. But then someone did say, but all those positive effects it has on your muscles that people talk about why they use it medicinally. I'm like, all right, whatever, man.
Exactly. And I wanted to see her race against the Jamaican chick, who they say is the fastest chick on the planet.
I know. That's why I was like, maybe, potentially the fastest woman on the planet, because I heard there's another bad one over there in Jamaica.
In Jamaica, they think she's a cheater. So, so we gonna miss out. I think the Olympics gonna miss out on views on that, because I'm telling you, people watch. I like the Olympics anyway. I mean, I'm a track dude. I like watching track stuff anyway. I'm gonna watch anyway, but. Her and the Jamaican chick, Richardson, man, we gonna miss
a matchup.
Yeah, that was a matchup to die for, man. So,
what was that, Ryan?
I have a lot of sympathy for Shakari. At the same time, you still gotta hold her accountable for the decisions that she makes. You know what I mean? Because, like she said, she knew it was against the rules, and she did it anyway. Like I don't need to repeat that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I appreciate her taking accountability for her actions. And I feel like the worst part about it is, the Olympics only come around 4 years at a time. Really, it really this is the 5th year because they couldn't do it last year because of COVID. And it's like she won't be able to run the Olympics again for another 4 years.
It's 3 now.
You only get like two probably in your prime. Her last one. I mean, her next one might be out, like declining a little bit. We'll see.
Right now,
she's 20.
You never really know what your health looks like. Further down the road, you don't know what's going to happen to your legs, to your feet. But I mean, all you can do is keep your condition up as much as you can. But just don't know. I don't know how old she is though. I don't know how old
she's 20.
20. I know she was running at LSU. It probably only her second year because she started hitting everybody's map last year at LSU. So maybe she was a freshman last year over there. We'll see. I don't know. Like probably like 20. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know the Olympics is in 2024. They still gonna have it 3 years from now, so they're not gonna be 4. So hopefully, time she's 23, she'll be ready. You know what I'm saying? So,
she's still young. She got one more. It's just disappointing because she probably would have ran with at least a silver medal if it,
Right, some kind of medal. Something.
Come on, man. Come on. But hey, we're gonna change the narrative. She didn't let us down. It's just a disappointing situation. Everybody's human, like she said. So we'll keep pushing.
I mean, her mother passed, man. I mean, like, she's
exactly.
going through stuff. So she's human, like she said,
All right. We'll pray for Kari. We're going to move on to the NBA Finals. Game 1 has passed us. Giannis got out there, and at first I was like, wait, he looked like he was injured.
he was
moving. Yo. Yeah. At first.
He was moving like that's what's going on.
Right. Yeah. I was like, he looks more explosive.
Right. But the needles work.
Yeah, they faded off in the second half, though. I feel like he stopped shooting in the second half. So game 1 is in the bag. The Suns got it. They're all 3 of their stars showed out and were comfortable. And I heard that a lot all over ESPN, Fox Sports Net, whatever you want to listen to. They all was saying Chris Paul was comfortable. Booker was comfortable. Ayton was comfortable. What did you guys see in game one, and how do you feel about the series? Todd, you can go first.
They abused Lopez like I knew they were going to do. Chris Paul might be the best pick and roll player I've probably ever seen.
Woo!
Off the pick and roll, dude. He's the master at that, dude. And I knew they were going to do that with Lopez. And I knew the coach from Milwaukee wasn't going to make an adjustment till last minute. He put Giannis at the 5 in the fourth quarter. He should have done that.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's when they was making their run. They put Giannis at the 5, but it was already down 20. It was too late. I mean, but I said Suns in 6 in the beginning. So I'm sticking with that. I think Chris Paul, Booker, they just too much, and Ayton is too athletic for Lopez. He's just too athletic.
And I honestly thought Lopez would be able to neutralize him a little better. Lopez is getting bad. He better than Marc Gasol, you know what I'm saying? Like what we had.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's see what Lopez do. Ayton looking nice.
Somebody like Anthony Davis can jump with Ayton. Rudy Gobert maybe, but nobody. Ayton is too. He might be the most athletic center in basketball.
Yeah. Like with that size too. With that size, he run up and down the court pretty good. He run up and down.
And the scary part is offensively, he's not even close to what he can be. Not even
scary.
And they about to win the championship this year.
So we heard from Todd. It's Suns in 6. It's Suns in 6. Ryan, how do you feel about after watching game one and seeing what the Suns did to the Milwaukee Bucks? How do you feel?
Before the series, I picked the Suns to win it, and that's not going to change after game one either. Of course, the Suns won game one. I mean, a lot of it was attributed to, a few things. Like Ayton was killing Robin Lopez on the board. I think he had like 20 boards, close to 20 boards, 22 points. Shooting 70% from the field all through the playoffs.
That's
and
crazy.
Not just that, not just him getting outworked by Ayton, but Todd brought it up, Chris Paul in the pick and roll. But it's not just Chris Paul killing in the pick and roll. Devin Booker's putting in the pick and roll.
Yeah.
And it's two guys that's putting them in the pick and roll. Not just him. And even when Bobby Portis comes in the game, it's fresh meat. He coming and it's very blatant. They don't mind. They're like, yeah, we coming right here. He's gonna set this pick. You're gonna come over, and I'm going to score on you 1-on-1 because I'm just better than you. I mean, at the end of the day, they did switch it up in the fourth, put Giannis at the 5. Made it a more competitive game, but at the same time, I think it was too late. The Suns were already trying to put them in at that point. Yeah, man. I don't. Chris Middleton can get high. I'm sitting there trying to think,
You thinking maybe one game, right?
No.
They might be able to get one.
No. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Like, I'm thinking, can the Bucks play consistently on offense to win the game? Because defensively, they got the people to do it. If they put the right lineup in, they can guard all over the floor. Lopez really has shown to be in the playoffs a good shot blocker. Got PJ Tucker, who was a really good defender.
They might have the best defensive team top to bottom, man. Like
top 4, they might the top 4, Middleton, Giannis,
even colder. What old boy who's not even playing, DiVincenzo.
I need to make a point though, real quick.
DiVincenzo's strapped too.
Yeah, DiVincenzo.
Real quick.
No, go ahead.
Man, it's an unpopular opinion. People might think I don't know what people may think, but Giannis to me is really not a defensive player of the year. I mean, I don't really know why people think he's just an elite defender. Giannis is not guarding anybody worth talking about and striking them.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like KD was sitting there going off all that series. Did I ever see him switch on to him? Nah. PJ Tucker, don't get it wrong, was holding his own as best as he could, but there was a couple of games in that series he was unstoppable, and you being the defensive player of the year.
Yeah, you gotta go over there and handle that.
You got the switch.
He's a great off the ball defender.
That's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Off ball
help. Great off the ball. Off the ball help. He's great.
But even
that's why I always feel.
You
I
got
always
the
saw
guard
people
to
like,
get there,
yeah,
bro.
see,
I agree though. PJ Tucker was out there doing giving an
Yeah,
admiral.
but PJ Tucker
Yeah.
is 6'5", bro. Like how
I
much?
know what he
What's he? All he can do is try to push KD as much as he
That's
possibly
it.
can.
and that's what was
he do.
happening. He was just bullying him, and the refs respect PJ Tucker, so they was letting him do it, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
KD was every time he hit the floor, he was looking at the refs like, "Are y'all serious?"
Yeah. But he didn't complain. He said, okay.
No, exactly.
Okay,
Respect.
so how we gonna play?
Respect.
Right. Yeah.
So Ryan, honestly, so what do you have the Bucks winning any games, or do you think was that you saying basically they can't play, they can't stop them?
To be honest, I think it'll go 6 or 7. But I still think the Suns will win.
Okay, so you still got a close series.
Yeah.
After me seeing Giannis, looking like okay, he's probably healthy. He probably just need to get his win back. He'll be ready next game. I'll give it 6 as well. I'll give it 6. The Bucks have a good defensive team, but they can't hang with the Suns possession on offense. Like y'all said, it's not even just Chris Paul. It's Booker on the pick. They're relentlessly attacking the paint. Both of them know how to get it to the open shooter. And if Cam Johnson, Cam Payne, what's his name, Mikal Bridges, all of them gonna be hitting their threes. You can't.
I was about to say, Tone, they scored 118 points, and then you need to shoot the 3 right. They were like off on 3. Like Crowder was off. Bridges didn't really shoot the way he used to shoot. And
he hasn't been all playoffs. He hasn't been all playoffs.
Yeah, and Payne, he wasn't as usual, and they scored 118 points without really them. Yeah. That's scary right there, because they're gonna go off. It's a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the Suns is too much for them. They're just too much. That's all.
And
it's too much.
We were trying to say earlier, DiVincenzo, that's the Bucks got it.
It's a big loss.
I feel like that's a big loss because in this series, okay, maybe he wouldn't be able to guard Booker. Maybe he might get toasted.
Maybe.
But
he's bigger in size because they could put Holiday and then DiVincenzo on Booker. Right now, Holiday got a split time between both of them.
Honestly, bro, I keep it 100 with you. DiVincenzo wouldn't get a whole lot of minutes.
Really? You don't think so?
I would probably say like 20. He'd probably play like 20.
But wasn't he starting before he got injured? Like, wasn't he the starter?
No, DiVincenzo, I mean, he had games when he started, but DiVincenzo, since they traded for PJ Tucker.
Oh, you're right. PJ Tucker. They got him.
Traded for PJ Tucker. He wasn't going to start over PJ.
I think PJ's come off the bench, wasn't he? When
PJ Tucker was never coming off the bench, bro.
They brought him in and he started immediately. And that makes sense. Because DiVincenzo was starting earlier in the year, though.
Yeah, I remember that.
Listen, DiVincenzo, Bucks lineup, as most NBA teams do, Bucks lineup switches.
Yeah.
They switch. So DiVincenzo was in some starting lineups. Yeah, he was. But once they traded for PJ Tucker, I don't know what DiVincenzo's health even was at the time of the trade, but he wasn't going to start over PJ Tucker.
Hey, so that was Cuzzo. Cuzzo was saying this. Cuzzo saying to me, "Pump the brakes, yo." To DiVincenzo, he might have been getting 10 minutes in these finals, right?
I'll give him a humble 20, maybe.
Oh no! See, no, but he can put the ball in the hole though. He can score.
It's about getting stops too, bro. Can you check?
No, he plays deep though. He plays deep. No, I seen him play, dude. He's nice. Like he's not.
But what we gonna do is we ain't gonna make this about DiVincenzo, even though his name is Fire. You know that DiVincenzo is a fire name, yo. They gotta have him in the starting lineup sometimes like this.
He was cooking in college for sure.
Okay, but gentlemen, we gonna cut to the real stuff. Chris Paul is in the finals for the first time. A lot of people talking about he's in the top 5 for sure, with or without the finals. I don't know about that, y'all. How do we feel? I'm gonna let y'all ring off your top 5 point guards of all time. You know, who goes first? This is fun. Ryan, go first. Give us your top 5 all time.
No problem. Now, here's I'm gonna let y'all know. Okay. Now this is my list. You know what I'm saying?
Now hear that, faithful fans? It's right list.
It's my list. All right. Now, if y'all gonna disagree, I'm cool.
You're gonna get killed.
I know. I already know I'm gonna get killed. Look, I'm getting killed, y'all. I know that. I'm getting killed. So
here's what I'm gonna say, right? Now, most of my list consists of players who I've actually seen play as I've grown with the game of basketball. These are the point guards, aside from one. these are the point guards I grew up watching who I have, grown to appreciate their game on the highest of levels. All right, but on my first top of the list, I'm gonna go with Magic, all right, because Magic Johnson, of course, is the standard point guard that everybody measures themselves up to when you come into the league. Magic Johnson, just that name that you think of. 5 championships. I'm not sure how many MVPs he won.
You got 3 things, Ryan. 3 things.
Yeah, okay, 3 of them things. So
Yeah.
Magic Johnson is the standard. I mean, I've actually seen a whole lot of tape of Magic Johnson, and the tape is incredible. All right. So number 2, Steph Curry. Right?
Let's go, right. My cousin, though.
Steph Curry is a transitional type of player who has changed the game in a absurd way, bro. Like,
tell Thomas, hey, tell little cousin Thomas. Tell your little cousin Thomas.
Hey, Tom, we're gonna talk, Thomas. We're gonna talk, buddy.
He don't know no better, bro.
Yeah, we gonna talk.
You hear that, Thomas? Steph Curry, number 2.
Listen, bro. Steph Curry has left me speechless on a number amount of games, bro. Speechless, bro. Literally speechless. Okay, number 3 on my list. All right, I'm going Jason Kidd, number 3 on my list. All right, now.
Oh.
I grew up watching a whole lot Jason Kidd. People don't really. I mean, maybe because he played for the Nets for so long. He took the Nets to 2 finals. That goes underrated for some reason.
It does. You're right.
That I just swept under the rug. And Jason Kidd has so much command of the game. And it was crazy. He was doing the triple doubles when the triple doubles is like really hard thing to do. You know what I mean? Like that was like, now the triple double is a stat that seems like a lot of people get. Unfortunate to guys like Russell Westbrook who's averaged something crazy like, what is it, 4 years in a row or 4 years of averaging? That's crazy. But
we'll never see that again.
It is outrageous that Russell Westbrook is doing that, right? Okay, so Jason Kidd at 3. At 4, I'm going Steve Nash. Okay. Steve Nash.
Y'all see what Ryan doing though? He got all his Mav boys on there. He got the Maverick boys on there. Son.
Nah, but it's not even that. But Steve Nash is a 2-time MVP, bro. And Steve Nash is another point guard I feel like folks forget about. Steve Nash was trifling, bro.
Yeah, no, he was. He was.
He was.
Bruh. Steve Nash is one of them guys who come down. Flashy passes. He gave it to you every flashy passes, 3-ball.
And the web ball from the 3. You're right. The web ball from the 3.
Listen, pick and roll master made everybody on the court better, bro. Without question. Everybody on the court got better. Those Phoenix Suns teams were good enough to win the championship. I mean,
but question, Ryan, was he really deserving of the MVPs? Like, I know you use that in the caveat of your argument. Those is really his MVPs.
For the people that
I got a couple players on the Lakers that probably could have gone to before him. A couple of them.
You can make an argument for that you think should have won the MVP those years and he won it. Fine, and that's okay with me. That is okay with me. But can you make an argument against Steve Nash that he should not have won the MVP? So that's the thing. Like when you breaking down the individual, like you got to think about the
actual award. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't take it away. And also, if they gave that award to either Kobe or Shaq, I would not have been mad about it either. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because they were very deserving of the award too. All right. Now, number 5 is Chris Paul. I don't care what you say.
Okay, Ryan, before you go, with or without the championship? Like, is that even if he loses? Are you saying, if he wins?
This is for me on my list. Even if he loses, he's top 5 for me.
All right. Say it with your chest, right?
Even if he loses, he's top 5 for me because Chris Paul, man, is the handle, the shot, like the mid range, the 3-ball, the command, the defense, the feistiness. He's a dirty player. I'm gonna get it twisted. He does dirty stuff on the court. I know a lot of people in the NBA don't like the way he does certain things, but you can dislike him all you want, but you respect him on the game. You respect his ability to lead, bro. Like any team he has been on, he has made them in position to. Like he took OKC. Like look at OKC
instantly
this year. Look at OKC this year without CP, and look at where they were last year.
No, you're right. Like, and even before he got there, But that's what I mean. Before he got there, and they were sitting there making noise. You know what I mean? Playoffs. It's just a lot that he said about Chris Paul. Now
even if he wins his championship, it's just even more for his legacy to even probably move up on that ladder. You know what I mean? But we'll see.
So
But
you
that's
got
my 5 right there.
CP3 at 5 with
That's
or
5.
without. So okay, let's run it back really quick. It is
Magic, Steph,
Curry.
I got Jason Kidd, Steve Nash, and Chris Paul.
You heard that, faithful fans. Tear him up. Now I'm playing. Okay, fine. Let me hear yours, Todd.
All right, man. Here we go. So I got my man Magic at the 1, the Godfather point guards. Showtime, Magic, of course.
Easy.
Number 2 is the greatest shooter of ever. Is Steph.
Okay, I mean, we all family. I feel y'all. Okay.
I mean, 3 rings, 2 MVPs. What you want to do?
What you want to do?
It is. Number 3, I really don't like this dude with a passion. But I gotta give respect. His game is. I think I know what I'm gonna say. It's gotta be Isaiah Thomas, dude.
Thank you. Okay, am I gonna have to say my list, Todd? What we doing? Am I gonna have to say my list?
No, I gotta get Isaiah, even though I don't really like him, but I gotta get Isaiah. Isaiah was that dude. Number 4, I'm going Jason Kidd. He's my favorite point guard ever. Okay. It's Jason Kidd. Dude was just unreal. He was an 8-time all defensive guy. 10-time all, got a championship, all that. Of course, number 5, I gotta go with CP, Chris Paul. Okay. He's the orchestrator, dude. He's the maestro. I call him the maestro. Dude, everywhere he goes, they're a playoff team. They win. And they probably would have won a championship in Houston if he get hurt.
Yep, that hamstring didn't pull. If it held up, they might have got the final.
They were up 3-2 against KD, Steph, and Clay. Draymond. I mean, they probably would have won a championship. They would have won a championship. So, yeah, man, that's my 5. So I got Magic.
You got Magic. Say it again.
Isaiah.
Okay.
J Kidd and CP.
Okay. My cousins both put J Kidd in there. Okay. Okay. And hey, rightfully so. Like y'all said, y'all both made a good argument for it. Let me tell y'all my list. It is
talk about it.
Magic, of course, that's easy.
Right.
First 3 is exactly like Todd's. Steph Curry, of course, best shooter of all time. Changed the game, changed the way it's officiated.
Yeah,
all that. We can talk about all that. Isaiah Thomas at 3.
Yeah.
He had Michael Jordan in the cage before he broke out.
He did, man.
Remember that. We gotta give Isaiah more credit for that. He had him in a cage.
He did.
Him and them bad boy Pistons. That's what Michael Jordan had nightmares about. Everybody asked who the GOAT had nightmares about. It was Detroit, man. And Isaiah Thomas was that one all in his face. Talking that mess, scoring them points. Cole brother, his highlights are crazy too. Before the 3-pointer was crazy, Isaiah Thomas. I can't give him enough credit. My 4, Gary Payton.
Ooh, the glove.
Yeah, the glove, Gary Payton. Y'all can say he didn't win his chip. Y'all can say him and Kim didn't get it done. But Jordan played a big part in that as well. Michael Jordan. But no, Gary Payton.
GP got a ring, Tom.
Oh, you're right. He got his ring with Miami. Yeah. But in his heyday, he wasn't really playing. I guess he was kind of the backup point guard. They had squad though.
They
had white chocolate. Like they
had no kind of backup point guard. He was the backup point guard.
Was he? I guess he played a pretty big part in it. He played.
Yeah, he was.
But they still had no. They had white chocolate. He was a starter, right?
Yeah, Jason Williams started.
Jason Williams was a starter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trust me, I know.
With all that though. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, right? But Gary Payton, possibly the best defensive point guard of all time. Possibly.
Maybe.
He might be.
So that's my 4. And then at 5, with the championship is Chris Paul. But without, I got Oscar Robinson in there because he was the Westbrook before Westbrook was one. Oh, Ryan, look at Ryan. Ryan said,
that's not Ryan. No, but this is my thing.
Let me hear it, Ryan. Why not Oscar?
This is my thing. Right? I don't have any problem with Oscar Robinson. I don't have anything bad to say about Oscar Robinson. But it's hard for me to sit here and put these players in this position of a top 5. If I'm giving it, we talk about top 5 of what everybody else thinks. I can only give a top 5 of what I've seen.
Very true.
I've only seen numbers of Oscar Robinson. Rarely have I ever seen footage of Oscar Robertson. You know what I'm saying? But like
he had like a 20-year career though. Like he was out there, man. Like
he was out there.
I grew up in a different generation.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too. And if we're talking about, and Ryan, you did say that these are players that I watched and grew up watching. I honestly did not watch Oscar Robinson, no cap. But I've always been told Westbrook, like Oscar Robinson, and I look at the numbers and I look at how long his career was. I can see like, and his highlights, yeah, they're sketchy because you know who they're against. It's not, it ain't nothing.
Right.
But that's okay. Why stop messing up my argument, man? Like he was out there putting up numbers, son, for a long time.
But now Russell Westbrook has shattered all of his.
Yes, he
has. In 3 years.
Like nobody was thinking about Oscar Robinson.
Ain't nobody, don't nobody care about Oscar Robinson. Wait, Westbrook averaged a triple double for 3 years.
That's like 17 times, bro.
Okay, but we can all assume that the Suns are probably going to win this finals. And with that being said, you got to put Chris Paul up in there. And I think honestly, over Steve Nash and over Jason Kidd as well, because I just feel like he has been more influential throughout his entire 16 years. And it's like, I know Kidd brought Nets to the finals and all that, but later when he was getting his championships and stuff, he was kind of like with the Mavs, right? He was kind of a side piece. You know, he got his chip on a side piece.
He was important, Tom. He was important for them.
He was important, of course, but they were collectively, they had Jason Terry, they had Nowitzki, Marion. It was a lot going on there. He kind of came, he was opportunistic, I feel.
No.
His chip was opportunistic. He got bent up when he was a man with the Nets.
No, because Jason Kidd, we had Jason Kidd for like 2-3 years before we won the championship.
Yeah, but one of them was a failed try, wasn't it? It was just like y'all got there as soon as him and Marriott, like as soon as y'all plugged everybody up.
Jason Kidd won the championship. I think he was free agent and then went to New York.
Went to the Knicks. He went to the Knicks after that. Melo. And then retired.
One thing that Jason Kidd did is he developed a three kind of with the Mavs. Like he wasn't really shooting threes that much until he came to the Mavs, and then all of a sudden in the playoffs, he's not going to three down.
I don't want this to go over your head, but he only played with us for about 2-3 years.
I know.
But Jason Kidd he's like top 5 on 3 points made, like something. He's like on a list of like one of the top 3-point shooters. Like think about it, bro. Like
top 5, yeah.
He could not have developed that when by the time he got there, he already had to been shooting.
But was he really? I feel like, and this is what it probably was. He was out there with Nowitzki and Terry. He was butt naked at the 3-point line. Ain't nobody guarding Jason Kidd at the 3-point line. Nowitzki and Terry on your team, like. Come on, bro. They had Josh Howard. Y'all had squad, man.
We didn't have Josh Howard that year.
Really?
Nah, he was gone.
They had Stevenson, and they had.
That whole squad. We had Deshaun Stevenson.
You had Deshaun Stevenson?
Yeah, started was J. Kidd. We brought Jason Terry. JJ Barea came off the bench. Peja Stojakovic came off the bench.
That team was
I forgot y'all had Peja Stojakovic.
Yeah, he was
lighting them up, lighting things up.
And y'all had that was actually a historical run as far as from the 3-point line.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Teams have gotten hot since then times too, for sure. Like the Spurs.
Okay. All right, fellas. Jason Kidd, he could be in there over Oscar. Y'all won me over. Hey, Ryan's like, I ain't gonna hold you, bro, but hey, 5 times. Hey, I don't want this to go over your head, but like they Kidd on there, son. Okay, well, fellas, you heard our top 5s. I liked it. Y'all know I had to throw Gary Payton in there, one of the greatest trash talkers of all time.
Of course.
Before we get out of here, though, I'm gonna ask y'all because teams football NFL teams they head into camp. Everyone's in their training camps and everything. Cowboys coming out to Oxnard, all that good stuff. How you feel, Ryan? How you feel about your team? What are you looking for in training camp? What players are you looking at?
I mean, to be honest, like any other season, of course, you look forward to seeing the rookies who you drafted. So, of course, I'm anxious to see. We drafted Caleb Farley with our first pick, 22nd pick. He's coming off a surgery, but he said he's ready to go for training camp. I haven't seen any of them at the OTAs.
They held him back. Did they hold him back through OT?
Yeah. They held him. He wanted to get out there, but they held him back. Of course, you already know. I'm looking forward to seeing my guy Julio Jones out there.
Oh man, I forgot that happened.
Yeah. Don't forget.
Don't forget Todd.
I'm anxious to see the one-on-ones out there with Julio and AJ. AJ hasn't played all OTAs either, so yeah.
The one-on-one look nasty.
For sure.
Pray for Caleb Farley. Todd,
he need all that smoke. I hope he gets.
Who you trying to see, Todd?
I'm hoping we trade for Deshaun Watson by.
I'm hoping to see a player that's not on the roster right now. All right, Cowboys gonna get the division.
Wishful thinking, but I'm hoping to see the quarterback battle. Fitz. Yeah, I'm hoping Taylor wins that job, but they're gonna go with Fitz. So I'm not a Fitzpatrick fan, but I'm anxious to see that happen in preseason, all that training camp. So that's the battle, of course, everybody looking at. So yeah, okay. We set on offense, so it's pretty, well, defense, fellas. Right? We all good though. Yeah,
fellas. I had to hear what y'all felt about your football teams before training camp, but we on a time limit. I got to get back to work, gentlemen. I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me.
Yes, sir.
Fans, I appreciate y'all for tuning in as well. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, what y'all got to say to the fans before we get out of here?
Y'all stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. NFL season coming up, tighten up, Super Bowl running on the way.
Hey, Heineken!
Ain't going hard with the band. Shot so much, man, I think I need a lay in the paint, going hard with the band. So much, man, I think I need a lay. Animal, MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm on BS if real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lies a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know believe when I drop. Call for it, Kelly go in the please don't spit. Auto like free throws by Ito. Circle loose, stroke magic. Rhymes over all y'all like dirt for two. Rookie in the game.